morning, welcome to the Flory Models stroke PM Models show stroke your model shows weekend, well Saturday anyway, extravaganza. We're with you basically almost all day. We're going to have a bit of a a bit of a break for lunch. You tell I don't do this first thing in the morning normally, didn't it? So anyway, we are going to be with you pretty much all day. Slightly different format. Obviously we're going to be doing modelling. We thought we'd give that a whirl, seeing as technically we are a modelling site. So we thought we might do some modelling. So we've all got our various kits and bits to do. Andy's going to finish off his Arado at last. Yeah. Isn't it? No pressure.
No pressure.
Nathan's going to be building an F16.
I am, a little one.
Very nice job down in there. Matt's going to change a headlight bulb on a... Oh, no, he's not.
Yeah, on a Volkswagen van.
He's going to be doing his Volkswagen van. Very nice.
So I'm going to do a build review because it's supposed to be a click fit. So let's see if it lives up to the hype, shall we?
Absolutely, we can do that as well. And I'll be continuing on with the old Lightning. Okay, so I've got the Airfix 70-second Lightning, which I started last time, so we've somewhat got it together. So obviously a bit of tidy up and that, but hopefully this afternoon we perhaps will get into a bit of paint with that one, making its way through. Hello to everybody who is joining us down in live chats as well. So obviously the Flory live chat is very full for this time of the morning. Crikey.
Loads in there.
There's loads in there, I must admit. I didn't realise that. I looked before, it was about 10, and now everyone's in there. So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world as well, to everybody who is in the Flory chat. And then obviously to people, which only two actually, so obviously, 3, 4, oh no, they're all coming through now, forget that, are in the actual YouTube chat as well. Normal thing, like we always say with this one, because we are sort of building and doing bits and pieces as well, if you have got a question and we don't answer it, it's nothing personal, just keep asking the question, just poke it up, because obviously it just gets lost in amongst all of this lot. So yeah, keep posting up and you can grab your questions from there and we'll try and answer them the best we can. And that is about it. The other thing as well, we have got some various things going on. So, Andy, do you want to talk us through your side?
Yeah, sure, no problems. This is the special section that we obviously normally run. Everything in here is 10% or better. Some things are, obviously more than 10%. The bottom bits are damaged stock goods, which we normally have in there. And we've also been around the shop and picked some specials out of the store and put them on more than 10% specials, so you can grab yourself a bargain in there. And also everything else model wise, kit wise on the store has also got 10% off.
Yes.
The bits in the special section, that's automatically added before it goes into basket. Everything else that's kit wise on the store will be added 10% at the basket.
There you go. Fill your boots.
So absolutely, so that's all on there as well. And to be honest with you, because we're a little bit low on washes at the moment, things like that, I'm just doing a little bit of a sale on sanders. So if you go over to the actual Flory Models site as well, we've got ones not on everything, but quite a lot of them have got a discounted price on as well. So like the big pack of sanders, we're doing there at 35 quid instead of being 44 basically as well. But as I said, there's nothing off of washes because again, we're pretty low on washes at the moment. We're waiting for restocks to come in. But obviously with sanders, you can see they're down there at £5 a pack instead of the normal sort of £5.50 on pretty much all of them down through there as well. So if you want to grab yourself a little bit of a bargain, these will all cease and end tonight at 5 o'clock. In Andy, yours the same?
Yes, 5 o'clock. Yeah,
5 o'clock as well.
Apart from the special section, that'll roll on.
Yeah. So obviously on the actual PM store, that will carry on down in here on your specials one as well, right the way too. So some of these, obviously, we are limited on numbers, so grab them sooner rather than later, shall we say?
Yeah. So, some of them have only got 20 kits, and
yes, or one in some cases.
Or one in some cases.
Yes, that's it. So obviously, especially the damaged box stocks down the bottom, which a lot of you have already pointed out, that is very little damage. But a lot of those, sometimes they're just 1s and 2s of them as well. So grab them where you can. But again, don't forget. So obviously, PM store. For your kits and the various things, so that's pmmodelsuk.com. Okay, and then obviously on the Flory Models one as well, that's just go over to florymodels.org or whichever one, they all get there eventually as well, and then in store as well for those ones as well. So
can I just point out that the standing sticks are only on sale on Phil's site, not on the PM site?
Yeah, because PM it's just kits. Just kits. So if you want your sanders, that's somewhere a little bit different down on there. So yes, Cool stuff. So, we trust you're all doing very well. Everyone's up nice and early. So, yes, look. Leeds is in. Sweden's in.
Nice, Matt.
Brisbane's in. Look, it's 7:01, or was. It's now going to be 7:05. Oh, that's very nice colour.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
you
a
what,
Where is
full
he?
single piece.
Is he this
Hey.
one? Hold on, where is Matt? Oh, he's there.
Ooh. Hey, this has got potential.
Ooh.
Doing that sprue you just put down, is that
This
the
one.
roof all in one piece?
Yeah, because they're bringing
That's
out
great.
look, they're bringing out the conversion for the pop top
Oh.
camper van. So you just click the proper tin top on that.
So you could spray that now and put it on last, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just put it on and then clip it off because it's a click fit
Yeah.
and paint it.
Hmm.
The plan is to sort of build it, but hopefully build it so it can perhaps come to bits to do a bit of weathering and stuff. You know what I mean? After, because it's not like these things don't rust. 'Cause, well, I tell you what, and it's all colour coded as should be. Look, white
Yeah.
bumpers, all that lot, and all right, the engine's just in silver and a chassis and floor and all that. I don't know. This would be
You
quite.
mean to say that Volkswagen camper vans rust?
Well, a little bit.
You.
Not the plastic bits.
Do you know something as well? I've just realised it's another Revell kit.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
So this is
Ah,
it.
proper
You're going to take it back
convert.
after slating them for all them months.
Blimey. Wait, so you get
Stickers
decals,
or decals?
That's a good idea, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
Good one,
doing like
Billy.
Bandai, aren't they?
So
Yeah,
if they're
pretty
anything like Bandai's stickers, they are as good as decals. They're brilliant. They are.
Yeah, but at least you get dials and stuff for the
Yeah.
glass. So
Yeah.
you can just use stickers, which is going to save a lot of hassle, seeing that I hate decaling. Ooh. Wonder if you can do it right or left-hand drive. I presume so, because you've got UK plates on it. Have a look on the instructions, shall we?
Yep.
Let's have a look. Let's see, cab. Yeah, I think you can. Can you?
David Chandler said that's a bit different from his Volkswagen hippie bus.
Yes, a little bit.
Half the vans in the UK with UK plates were European ones anyway, weren't they? So,
Nigel Williams has just bagged a Hobby 2000 JU87.
There you
Choice.
go.
nice.
Do it. Get them
Nigel
in.
Williams has just bagged. Yeah, remember a lot of those Hobby 2000 kits are ex-Hasegawa kits, which are really nice kits. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not daft prices either.
yeah.
No, that's
Get
the nice
as
thing with
our
those. Yeah.
prices.
Sensible price points with mass sets normally as well, isn't it? In all of them.
And you definitely need a mass set for that JU87 because I've built it. So,
God.
yeah, you do. You get a mass set with it. Okay. Can't tell. I don't think it is.
You might have to put some Belgian plates on it instead then.
I was going to do it as a German one, to be honest.
And what colour are you going to go for?
Orange.
Right,
Bright orange.
You are going to go for the orange. He's not going to bother painting it. He's just going to go with it as is.
I just wouldn't bother painting it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Play with that.
Like I say, if I get thingied, I'll do the tin top white.
Mhm.
But no, I'll keep it as is at the, because it's just a build review. I'm not obviously I haven't got time to paint it or anything, but
It
we'll
looks
see.
quite cool, isn't
We'll
that
see
right?
if it lives up to its billing as a snap fit kit. So
Have you got
Good.
your goddamn nippers for it?
you what? Sorry.
Get your goddamn nippers with you.
No, I've got my display ones. I'm all right.
Yeah, I
And
won't go
so-
cutting through with them. There's a couple more. Hello from Penzance. Wow, they're proper down the end they are. Well, we've got Tooting is in. There we go. We've also got Virginia. It's 5 o'clock in the morning there. Ooh. We've got Serbia is in. North Carolina. Crikey, everyone's in today. Lots of people. Right, okay.
Hello.
So what we'll do is, if I just chuck an overhead on, don't know which overhead people want. I'm going to do a little bit of clean up on the old Lightning to start off with. We'll go in for the motions of this one. To be honest, I haven't got a clue where I'm at. I can't remember. I'm just hoping it's all still in here from when we did it last time. So what we got? We've got to put the strafes on yet. We've got doors and things. We've got a seat. That's handy. That's the bit I was a bit worried about, but we have got them. It's okay. And the clear parts are still here. So no, we're all okay. We're all good with this.
How
hopefully.
much is this van then?
30.99.
Is it?
Yeah, plus 10% discount this week.
Yes.
Or today.
There you go. It actually doesn't look too bad at all. Perhaps Revell generally have, turned a bit of a corner here.
Do you know what it is? Like the Jag. It's really
Yeah.
nicely moulded. It's really, really quite clean and. Oh yeah, like I say, perhaps up to. To be honest, like I said before, I think their car kits are actually all right. The vehicles are fine
Yeah.
because they tend to be their own. They're not really reboxes of anybody else when they do the vehicles. I think they've done a few ICM at the minute. But they generally tend to be their own stuff. So.
Is this because, like we were saying, without mentioning names here, but when we were talking to various people about Revell, how their business model works, that they're all separate entities. So, like, the car department doesn't talk to the aircraft department, and the aircraft department don't speak to the sci-fi department. And perhaps that's why the car kits are so much different to their other kits.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Market. I've built a couple.
Anything you'll have to sort of think is the rubbers around the glass.
What you need then is a pen
I
like
do.
this.
You know what? I ain't got one either.
You need one of these. These are excellent for doing seals and rubbers and things. Just whip them round.
It's about as clear as a proper Volkswagen. Oh God. Should I?
Stuart's working on an MRAC. I can vouch for that. Did mine. It's an interesting kit to work on.
Is that how you put in it?
That's how I'm gonna do that one. But yeah,
Memorable build.
a memorable build. Purely because it took up a good chunk of my life.
Looks like Nigel had chosen the only kit on the stall, I'm pretty sure, that didn't work with the promotional code. So I've refunded you the 10%, Nigel.
Oh.
Well done, Nigel.
I went on to think, I thought, how come that's not? Yeah, I've refunded you the 10%, Nigel. Sorry about that.
Admin error.
Yes, I blame IT.
I
Yeah.
love it when a kit just tells you option, but it doesn't tell you which option.
So what this is going to remind me of, Phil, doing the transit van.
Yeah.
Go.
Be nicer with the Tran, we need to batter it up a bit, weather it.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to pull out the big boy snips. Tamiya ones. Oh. So. Anyone done Ronan kit? Ronan? Ronan, who's that? RONEN kits, who are they? Never heard of them.
No.
Nathan?
News to me.
No idea who they are.
Where are we?
I'm on a 144 kit today just because I know it'll get built sharpish.
Does he mean Roden?
Yeah, I was going to say, does he mean Roden?
Oh, Roden kits. Yeah, that sounds better. No. Roden does some interesting stuff.
They do.
Really interesting. Their Mohawks a peach of a kit, isn't it?
Everyone remembers that kit.
But it's the best in its scale.
For now.
For now,
Hopefully we'll be
yeah.
seeing some new ones soon. Yes, Jeff, I must admit, here's mine. That's my one that I did. As I say, it's very much an in-depth build on that one, but it's definitely one of those bucket list kits, because I've always wanted to do it because I just like the look of the MRAP. I think it's actually a cracking looking piece of kit, but I didn't realise the kit was quite as in-depth as it was. Going through and doing it all, so yes, but an interesting job, I must admit. Yeah, this is the Lightning. This is the Airfix little 70-second one. And he's working on the Revell Triggers Broom Arado. This is where, careful, Jesus God, after all this time he's about to knock it flying.
I looked at the camera and didn't realise I was...
Or perhaps he did it on purpose, get rid of it.
Again, another Rebel kit.
Yes.
Tell you what, to say how we bash Rebel.
I say we spend our careers bashing Rebel, and then actually, yeah, it's not too bad.
No, yeah, and then we just build them.
Yeah.
I think if you go in with your eyes open, knowing there's going to be a few flash issues.
To be honest, I've always been a fan, going back to obviously when I did the FW190. Again, like I say, the kits themselves, they're quite basic, but because there's a lot of aftermarket out there, you can really turn them around and bring them to life. You know, so it gives you that ability to start off with a straight out for the box build and just do it normally, you know, or if you wanted to, you can really go to town with it, you know, and add all the goodies to it. So at least you have got an option. You know, so from a price point of view, you can start off, you know, quite cheap, or you can go full on.
I've got a lot of, like I said, for the price point, you can't complain.
No.
Optimizer time already. That didn't last long, did it?
Well, at least this has had a long enough for the old glue to go off and stuff. Shouldn't get any ghost shadows.
Did the job, eh? Could do. Nice.
I'm having really real trouble here.
Fine.
I've got the Harbour machine gun barrel, which has obviously got a pin on it
Yeah.
to go into the machine gun. The machine gun's inside the fuselage, and I cannot for the life of me find the hole that it goes into. So I've drilled out.
Have
That's
you,
pretty much it.
so you have actually drilled the hole out then?
Yeah, I've drilled all that. Yeah.
No good, we're going to have to get in here with some filler.
Filler, I'm an idiot, kit.
It might have been the way I just bunged it together last time.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I hit it then.
I'm just with David the cutters where the blades weren't meeting, so there's like a little nut there which you can adjust it. Because when I was cutting it, the blades weren't meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had to adjust the goddams, they've been...
Again, I mind the reason mine failed. My display ones is that I think the bite was too much. So when you added too much pressure, the blades were actually cutting each other, and that's why it shattered.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously you get that retention screw that stops you over biting.
Yeah, so I've just had to adjust the
That bit.
screw wasn't set, so the blades weren't touching. But once it cuts fine. There's nothing wrong with this. I used this one where I daredn't use the god end. Because these, even though it's 144, the plastic, I don't know, I just daredn't use the god end on it. Ones have I cut and not cut now. Got a funny feeling this is a snap type kit as well, you know.
Yeah, it's a future. I'm enjoying this.
That's not going to work.
It's got a full engine in it and stuff.
This is the second kit this year that's got screw attachment on the making surface. The main Fiat G91 of it. It's absolutely a nuisance. Yeah, it's a snapped kit. But the probably 2000 F111s Hasegawa kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good buy. Why do some companies put screw attachment points on the mating surface? It's just nuisance.
It's always been quite a hard kit to get hold of, that F111 as well.
Not much. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to nip out and just have a actually look at my real Volkswagen engine to see where the spark collector bit goes. I really don't know. Can't tell off the instructions where the dizzy goes.
If anyone's joking, thinks he's joking, there is one.
No, there is actually still Volkswagen.
Yeah, because we always keep a Volkswagen engine in the warehouse. Just in case of these moments.
Buy the real thing as a reference for your next build. Right?
Lost count the number of times I've tripped over it.
It is a bit of a trip hazard, I'll give you that.
Lane, I'm building a little kit because I've got half a chance of getting it finished. But I do like little kits because they get built quick, and I like that. It's not
You should have seen the fun we had getting that very light Volkswagen engine out the back of Matt's car.
Tell you what, Andy, I've got to say, I don't really ever remember him being that heavy. I really don't. I'm not saying you can pick one up like one-handed, but yeah, it was a bit more heavier than I thought. A bit more weight in it. Tell you what though, at least being snap fit, if I've put something in the wrong place, I can just pull it out and remove it. So I'm not committed.
Okay. Hi from Limerick. Good morning. Jeff says he's actually taking a break from building the 72nd Tamiya F16 for someone who works in procurement for Lockheed. Ooh. Nice kit that is. Harry says, morning Flory family. Good morning, Harry. James says, Andy, really like the build you're working on. The camo, especially nice job.
Thank you very much.
How can he see it?
Yeah.
We can't see it.
It's weird because the lighting does bleach it out a lot. I don't quite know how. You'll see in the final reveal photos eventually.
We'll get some photos up on the PM Instagram page as well, I think. Because it's bound to come and live here. So.
Yes.
This is true, yeah.
It'll eventually get to a model show, won't it? At some point.
You never know.
Oh, that's cool for a little tiny cockpit. Right, what colour does a lazy modeller paint an F-16 cockpit?
Grey.
Just grey.
Almost grey.
Any grey.
XF54.
Pick a grey. any grey.
XF54 is the colour.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Don't worry too much about colour accuracy on this build. So anybody who wants a bit of a mojo fix, get a little kit like this. It's no more fiddly than doing like the cockpit on the 0 in 32 scale. You've got small parts.
Hold on a minute. Tell us about the complaining you did the other night of masking up them canopies on
Well,
that.
those canopies were particularly... They were bloody horrible. It doesn't have a mass set.
That's it. Didn't have a mass set.
There you go. 0.
Yeah, it needs a mass set.
Hey, I think battery needs a new clamp on it, look. It's a bit loose.
You know what I've got there though?
I'll have to sort that out a little bit, I think.
You know what? The F-16 is not much. Do you know the wingspan on a 0 is bigger than F-16?
I was going to say an F16 is small though.
Right. I'll tell you what, I'll take that back. You know, actually, when you put the slot in the hole, it works.
It works, it holds it in.
Look,
There you
exactly.
go.
And it's, you know, it's only 10:30 on a Saturday morning.
Right, XF54. That's the same colour I use for any cockpit.
Get some filler in this and it can be all drying and doing nice.
Glue would have to come out, I've just snapped them. My ham-fistedness just broke a... Oh no, I broke a piece of piping. Glue.
Oh no, so his glue-free kit, he don't get the glue on it.
Yeah, well that's my own fault because I've just run it. Bit heavy-handed with that, I think.
Mixers reckon you have to get a Molotov liquid canner. Probably should have done. I think
You
masking that 0 canopy took me about 90 minutes. I had a second one to do. I was like, oh god. I was lazy. I pulled the mask one second, but the second one.
Oh look, Peter said about Molotov liquid masking pen for one more canopy.
Yeah, but it was. I think I'll be all right masking a F16 canopy then.
Yeah, they're quite straightforward.
Question. Does a tacker, right, we've got questions from Dirk. Does a tacker red thin okay with Vallejo thinner? Yes, it does. Apparently, Attacker are the only one doing proper colours for Brazilian Sky Oaks, Atlantic Grey, and it's a bit thick in the bottle. Don't want to mess up the paint. Yeah, thin is fine. I'd add a bit of flow improver as well. Just a couple of drops of flow improver and it should be fine.
Richard says, when finishing a build, who tends to hold the entire model in your hand to add the final bits, and who put the model down, e.g. on a stand for working on or around it?
I'm 50-50 to be honest with you.
Yeah, it depends on how it is. I must admit, I do tend to use my display stand for the final parts, just because you can spin it round.
Yeah.
You know, a bit like a Lazy Susan job. I think it comes in quite handy, and obviously for spraying I've got my Lazy Susan in there, which is dead handy for flipping things round. But again, it depends. Obviously if you need to do something that's a bit cack-handed to get to, then I'll just grab it and stick it in by hand, like aerials and stuff. But antennas and stuff like that, I tend to put on my little stand and do it, just so you can spin it round. And also it depends on it, like Andy, because he's on floats.
Yeah.
And obviously the size of it, if it's something huge, you have to walk round it. Simon says, hi, first time visitor to your little group. I have just got back into the hobby after 45 years absence. My next project is the Lancaster, but in Luftwaffe livery. There you go, Nath, one for you there, look.
Oh, that'd be bright yellow then.
Yes.
Okay. Bit different.
Starting off with a small build then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the 30-second one. No, that'd be cool. We like those ones. Something where they're just a little bit different. Nathan, what paint did you use on the Zero?
I just didn't particularly go for colour accuracy. I just use XF76. But I think once it's all together, I think it looks alright to me. I don't know, I mean, I've never been up close to Zero person, so I couldn't say for sure, but I just went with what I've got. I wasn't, you know...
You've
going
been
online
closer than
maybe
postal, haven't you?
And that's XF76 as well. So the reason I'm showing this is, like, Nate, you got yours to hand?
Yes.
See if yours looks different on camera to mine. Yeah, so that gives you an idea, because me and Nate both said that it looks like it's too green. But by the time you get going with it and all the rest of it, and you put it down and get some, you know, various things on, it does lighten up. But that's exactly the same colour. I didn't play with mine too much either. I had a little bit of white near the end, but nothing as in like filtering and stuff like that. But mine's completely out of the box as well. So I know a lot of people have said it doesn't look like it's the right colour and so forth and so on, but I happen to think it is really.
I think once it's got a wash on it,
Yeah.
I've just literally just put these decals down, so they need a bit of work. But once it's got a wash on, another gloss coat. I was worried it'd be too dark for the small scale, but I reckon it's alright. It'll do.
Yes.
I mean, there's loads
Still
of
saying,
online.
if any company was going to get it right,
Tell me
Yeah.
anything.
You
I mean,
don't.
I was looking online and people started going on about like lightening it to the small scale. I thought, can't be bothered, I'll just spray it. But, you know, it's one of the, it's a proper chameleon colour. I mean, once I get it out in daylight, it'll look different again. Again, you can screw attachment points on mating surfaces, make snap tight kits not fit.
Yes. Where's my sponge? See, there you go. A lot of people just grab it, hit your model. Some people use it.
Some people make aeroplane noises, judging by our chat as well.
Yeah,
That's what I was
absolutely.
going to say in the first place.
Yeah.
Now the help handle.
That
Guys talking about the scale effect with the colour. Again, I think people just get hung up because before we came on air, we were discussing obviously the colour. That when you paint that on it with nothing on it, it looks very, very green. And then as soon as you put the markings on, obviously with the red and the black, and then obviously a wash onto it, it looks a lot lighter. But the surprising thing is, if I take that out in daylight, it's white. Down in here on the studio lights and everything else, it's more of a sort of cream colour. And then on the monitors, it sometimes shows it as being green. And then, like we say, different monitors that I've got around here, I carry 2 here, and I've got another 2 upstairs on different computer, and all of them, it's a different colour on it. So it's very difficult to sort of pin it down. So, but again, scale effect I think does come into it.
Definitely.
Richard says really likes Zero, something different, especially with that colour. It's again, you know, the funny thing is, I like it. Yeah, I'm a bit biased because I like washes. But if you do the green one, you don't really see the washes and all the sort of the detail in the actual panelling and stuff. But because you just put a simple wash onto it, it actually gives it that nice sort of weathered look. And you can see all the gorgeous intricacies of the structure with the riveting and the panelling and all things like that as well. It makes it all really pop nice.
So mine was just like I started building that because I was waiting for another kit to dry or something, I can't remember. Because I pulled it out, didn't I, for one of the live
Yeah.
days. This is the Zero sitting in between my Australian spitfire. Rather than waiting for decals to behave themselves.
Yeah. Right, Nate, you have to bring it to Telford and we'll put them all next to each other.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think I can find a matchbox big enough for mine. I think it's a cool colour though, isn't it?
It is a funny colour, it's a, you know.
Like an eggshell sky, all sorts of colour. But I think I don't know if I'm going to be doing the wrong thing, but I think I'm going to absolutely weather one of these to hell. Like properly beat it up.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave the other one quite clean.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because you've got both of them then, isn't it? You have the contrast. So, I've just done a simple filler job all the way around using the usual of perfect plastic putty. So, don't think it's a magic bullet though, it still shrinks back and all the rest of it. Somebody the other day I was talking to and they were saying about what is the best putty out there to use, and my honest answer is there isn't. They've all got a slight drawback because all of the putties generally out there will have some form of shrinkage of one part or another, and unless you're going to use super glue and kicker, which is then a horrible thing to try and sand and deal with afterwards, you know, that I would say it's just put it down and then leave it, see what happens.
Yeah.
But you know, the water ones are quite light as long as it's not structural. Like we said before, I wouldn't use this on something that's a structured piece. So if you're thinking about, you know, anywhere that if you was to be picking this up and it was a bigger model, you might crack, because obviously this has got no bite between the surfaces. It's just literally laying on the top. It's not like you might find if you were using a you know, a lacquer based putties and things like that. But we're just going in there cleaning up now. But again, under there is just horrible. And around in here. But the great thing with these is obviously you can use a cotton bud, wet it, and like where it's in the surface detail down in here, you can actually come along and wash it out of it, because you can dissolve the putty that's in it for getting rid of it. So, and it's easy to remove because it's very soft, so you can just run along with a scribing tool amongst it all to get rid of it. But the reason I must admit I like using perfect plastic putty is because like in here with all this riveting detail, well not riveting but panel line detail, it'll be really easy to sand it off by coming in with like heavy duty sanders to try and remove it, but because this is obviously water based, it just dissolves it and wipes it all away. So it makes for quite a clean thing. What do you guys use as putties?
Whatever's on, really. I do prefer the lacquer ones, but like I say, for easy clean up, the perfect plastics or then Vallejo ones are pretty good.
I've got these two.
Yeah.
You know.
And then that one, like this one, the Vallejo one's just the same as the perfect plastic putty. There's a bit of a gap. I really point at it. There's a gap between the tail and the fuselage, so I'll just run a little bit in there. Because if it shrinks back, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That little gap. But if I've got time and I'm not in a rush, I'll use the sprue gun.
Yes, that's I think the easiest one to use because again it's got best of both worlds with everything there. It's fully structural, it's easy to sand, it's easy to rivet, it's easy to rescribe.
Yeah. I used to like using the Squadron Green putty, but Tamiya one's basically the same as that. Can't get that in the UK properly, can you?
No. No. It's a shame because I do like it, but yeah. To be honest, actually, that Plasto stuff I was using the other day, I quite like that. That's an alright one for a solvent-based putty.
Matt, can you show the camper box, please?
Yes, can. Sorry, I've got all my screws on it, hold on.
There.
Get rid of all my fish. That one,
Yes.
which is a Type 2, which as far as I know, nobody's actually bought one out because they always bring splitties.
Yeah.
So it's quite a nice change, to be honest, to do a 70s camper.
What,
Yeah.
70s and be in camp?
Hey?
70s and be in camp. Oh look, we're sold out on the site. We haven't got any. Hold on, I was just going to get that. There you go. That's it. It's that one. Sorry, we're currently sold out of that. Stick your name in the box. We'll see if we get some more in.
Yeah, I can order some more. Can probably get some in for some next week, to be honest.
Yeah.
And get on it. Get them ordered. Yeah. Shout up if you want one and we'll get some in.
Yeah, but honestly, stick your name in that little box underneath your email and we'll email you as soon as they come back in.
Yeah, it won't be long, to be honest. It's, you know, I didn't know what it was going to be like, so I didn't get many in because, you know, being a snap fit, I think it kind of puts people off thinking that they're not very good, and this is really detailed. Like I say, got full engine, running gear, interior. You know, it's
See, it's
all
the
there.
future. That's it now. Who would have thought it? We're all going to be...
I just realised I muted myself and I was talking to you, but
Oh, were you?
I'll put some on order now and then I'll put them back in stock.
Dennis has just put up about AK 3rd gen acrylics, not true acrylics. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are true acrylics.
What scale is that, Matt?
124 scale. Yeah, 124 scale. So, yeah, Vallejo finish should work with them fine. Yeah. Is that for spraying? Is it going to be spraying or brush painting? Because if you just brush paint in water, it's perfect. I tell you what, I've got actually, Phil, as well. What we got sent that interior colour set, didn't we?
Oh yes, yeah.
Ooh. I don't know if I'm going to have time to be spraying today, but
Yeah.
it's one of them. Actually, I am hoping to build it and then kind of take it to bits to paint it properly. I might do a bit of a painting and weathering thing.
That was the nice thing. Do you remember when we did the transit? Because I think we did it over 2 or 3 shows, didn't we?
Yeah. It used to be on a Thursday night.
We used to just bung them together to show how far we got, and then afterwards you take them apart again. They were great. And to carry on working on them. What have we got? Colour coats enamels have the Imperial Japanese navy paints, but these are enamels. Peter says, I'm always surprised you guys never wear gloves. I started this 18 months ago and have had far less problems with finger marks in paint now. Well, you've got really greasy fingers, Peter. What have you been doing with your hands? You ought to wash your hands more often. Sanitize.
I always, before I start modelling, I always do wash my hands before I do anything else. But I do also, if I'm doing a finished model like this and I'm picking it up a lot and I'm handling it a lot, I will wear some gloves. And I've got to wear these things because, have you seen the price of nitrile gloves on Amazon?
Oh, yeah, things gone mad, hasn't it, with the old...
Well, it comes under PPE now,
by
so
mistake.
yeah.
I bought these by mistake a couple of years ago, and so it's the lesser of two evils. So yeah, I have to wear these because I'm not paying 20 odd quid for a box of gloves.
I did wear gloves when I sprayed this because I sprayed all these. I did all this in one go within an hour because then I knew I'd be handling soft paint. I did put gloves on for spraying that, but if I'm taking my time and not trying to build something in one go, I generally don't bother.
No, the only time I ever use gloves, to be honest, is when I'm handling natural metal finishes. Afterwards, I'll wear my cotton gloves, my Mickey Mouse gloves, just so because I think it's the oils in the hand can attack natural metal finishes. So if you're always handling them, the acid's in your hand, grabbing them in the same place, eventually you're going to wear through it. So I must admit, for that type of thing, I'll sit on my cotton gloves. But as for rubber gloves and that, then no.
Again, lazy. I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Japanese zero colour. I could have probably gone out and bought one, but couldn't be bothered.
Otto says, good morning from Plymouth. Which one? Is that Plymouth, Devon? The Ocean City? Makes it sound posh, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what they call it. As you drive in, there's a big sign. It says Ocean City.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Really?
that's literally, they can claim that and how everybody left. The Pilgrims left 401 years ago now, isn't it? Because they didn't like Plymouth, so they decided to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
So that's the best thing Plymouth can say about it is people left.
Yes, yeah, they left and found a new world. Plymouth's claim to fame.
Rather take the chances on it.
Mind you, down in this part of the world, that is quite controversial because a lot of people say they stopped off in Falmouth and a lot of people say they finished off going via Ireland. So it's like, okay. Anyway, that's enough of knocking the Plivonians down there. Green Army. I'm always surprised. Sorry, I read that one. Where are we? Natural and artificial light does have an effect too. We're talking about colours of things. It does, although, to be honest, I have spent an absolute fortune having natural light in here. But yeah, if you're under different lights, then yeah, it can be a lot different. That's why, to be honest, I do, if I can, obviously, you know, in the winter it's a bit more difficult, but if you can take photos outside in natural light, I think that always does them really nicely.
That was the thing that always made me chuckle at model shows when people say it's the wrong colour. Then you're in a sports hall that's under like tungsten lighting and everything.
Yeah, especially at Telford, because the lighting in there is awful. It's better in recent years, but originally I remember back in like 2008 and that in there, 2009, and the actual lighting was yellow. It was proper bad, but they've done better over recent years now. They changed all the lights in there. But what's the other show?
Used to be the Huddersfield.
Was it Huddersfield one where it's proper yellow?
Oh,
It's
that
like those old-fashioned street lights.
Yeah.
And people go, that's not the right colour. I mean, everything looks
Yeah, and then you look at the person, it looks like they've been tangoed. It's like, yeah, I think that's probably it. The other one used to be terrible for lighting was always the Fleet Air Arm Museum show. Because it's so dark in there that people are having spotlights on your models to try and put some light on it. I know it's atmospheric for a museum, but it's not very good for a model show.
No. Again, it tends to just give you eye strain and a headache after half an hour of being in them, don't they? That's a problem.
I do love that flight deck bit of that museum, though. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, but you can't take any photos, can you? It's always just like I said, too dark all the time.
To be honest, I'll give them their due. The Fleet Air Arm Museum, when they had their sort of revamp a few years ago, they have spaced everything out a bit more, which is not very good because they haven't got as much in it, but it's a lot lighter. It's allowed a lot more in, and also they did cut old, you know, now the airfield isn't quite as secure as it used to be. They've got all the windows now out onto the airfield, and that's let a lot of light in.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite cool. Like you got, was it a Was it a Wessex you got in and they had all the lights and sound?
Yeah, you go through and then onto the carrier deck. Yeah, that's still there.
I think that was really cool.
I think it reopened last week.
If you want pictures, you've had it because it's
Yeah.
Is it a Wessex or is it a Seeking?
No, it's a Wessex.
So Wessex.
Yeah, it's a Wessex.
You get in it and it makes like the sound and you can hear the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radio comms. I thought it was really cool. For the kids, I mean.
I must admit, the last time I was there was with Matt. Me and you went, didn't we, Matt?
Yeah.
And the pilot who they have in the Phantom, you know, and his hand comes up like the Queen waving. He's looking a bit ropey these days, let's face it. I think he could do with a makeover. He's been doing it for all these hundreds of years now, sat in there.
Got repetitive strain injury.
Yeah, I think so, but yeah, it's quite funny.
The last time I went, I broke down in the car park. It was when we came down a day early to you, and we went there. I broke down in the car park. My battery failed on my car for some reason.
Mind you, that you could think of worse places to break down than in their car park, because
well,
at least
to
you've got
fair,
plenty going on.
Well, we sat it because we'd already been in the museum beforehand. Then we came back out. The car broke down, but then they were doing a friends and family demonstration.
Oh, here you
They
go.
got Merlin's doing lifting things and whatever, and flying around, and it's fantastic. To be fair.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a good spot. If you're going to break down, you want to do it there. Jeff's saying about you, but I'm a believer that if it looks good to the builder, then who cares about the accuracy? Yeah, it's about the journey. Absolutely, I always say that. I'm not a massive rivet counter, as everyone knows, but I must admit, if you've enjoyed the journey of the build and doing the bits and pieces, that's the point of being a modeler. It's not what it is at the end, you know.
I've come round to that later.
Controversial, I know, but I get these people and it's like, you know, it's like, I've got to be 100% accurate and all the rest of it. And I often think, well, why don't you just go and buy one then? You know, you could go and buy or get commissioned to have an absolute mint replica, because that's what you're having. It's not really even a model anymore. It's going to become a scale replica of the real thing. And that's slightly different to what modelers do in a lot of ways, or most modelers.
I agree.
Them trying to do that.
Tell you what, you never get out finished, would you? If you're
No.
that way inclined, I suppose.
Each to their own, but I just think that's not what I'm in it for. It's like you go to work for stress, you don't come home to modelling for stress, do you?
No.
Say that you go to work for stress.
Yeah, do you remember those days, Andy?
I am building a. This is to Graham's wife. I'm building a camper van, a Type 2 Volkswagen camper van. One of those.
Doesn't this in the stupid
Very
or
nice.
the box or
There you
something?
go.
Phil, did you ever use Mr. Dissolve Putty Force? I just can't get on with it. Seriously, I have it here. Literally, I have it right here, and I just literally cannot get on with it.
See, I like it. I don't know.
I don't know why. I've mixed it to an inch of its life the last time we all spoke about this, because everyone's saying perhaps it needed mixing up properly because it had been sat for donkey's years.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just couldn't. I can't get it to flow. It's almost gooey. I don't know. It's not as easy to use, I think, as other fillers. But again, it's personal choice. I say Andy loves it.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. It's sort of fair. It's either that or Surface of 500. And you know, depending on which one I pick up first, which one I use. To be honest with you, it's all yeah. One's a dissolved putty and one's a thick paint, isn't it? But they both do the same job. So
Yeah, absolutely. I say using CA glue or super glue, cryo, whatever you want to call it. As I say, it's great for doing tiny little jobs and gaps and that, and it's good on big stuff as well, because I've done huge areas with it in the past. The only trouble I have with using CA glue for a filler is obviously if you're going to come along and have to rescribe after it or re-rivet it, because it's very difficult to get it the same effect. One of the ways around that is to use a blade. Is to actually use a saw blade, like a very fine tooth CMK blade, things like that, because that way you can put a panel line in through hard material as well as soft as well. But to try and keep it all very much on the same footing as if you're going to just go across and it's all like that, it's a bit difficult. It's a bit like when I did the VC10, obviously there's a lot of filler work in the front of that where we cut it off and reset it, and I use CA glue for doing that job, but just trying to rescribe over it is a nightmare. good for what it does. No shrinkage, and it's instant. You can sand it within 10 minutes and away you go. But yeah, for doing the small little finity bits on top of it can be a little bit of a problem. Phil, did you review the AK third gen thinners? Sort of. We had a play with it, didn't we?
I've got the thinners here.
Yeah, I haven't got the thinners. That's what we were saying. I've got it here. Had a little play with it, and we had a spray with it. We did it as a live. It did go really well until I tried to do mottling with it. So here it is. I did this guy with it. We did it as a live one. I can't remember. We did, wasn't it 2 Fridays ago?
Yeah, he did it not long ago.
But honestly, it sprayed it, and this is it. This has got other stuff on it now from it. But this is the green. This is the colours off of this, and we just did it. But again, it wasn't a totally fair test on this because this has been used for all sorts of horrible things. But it did go down. It did do the job. It, you know, there's no smell. It's really pleasant stuff to work with, shall we say. But just being honest, the motley bit here, I ended up doing that with lacquers. Not with this, obviously different paint, different with lacquers with it, because my airbrush just wasn't playing ball. But again, it's those things I haven't used for doing camos or type camos and mottling anything but lacquers now for the last 5 years. So it's almost like you have to relearn it, you have to understand it, you have to, you know, properly put the effort in. I'm not saying it was crap and it wasn't working, it's just that it didn't work particularly well for me. But again, you know, my airbrush wasn't set up for it. It was done live. It probably would work. It would just need a little bit more playing with, perhaps a little bit of rip there thinners as well. We were saying perhaps third gen thinners would work better than me just trying it with, you know, various things we gave it a whirl with. So yes. But Matt's had a go with it. Matt's sold, aren't you?
I liked it. Yeah, I did like it, and I'm going to have a bit more of a play with it, aren't I? Because this guy here,
yes,
is going to be painted now. It's turned up in Gen 3 acrylics. I've got the sets here under my bags. I'll show you what I've got to play with. So
here you go. Yeah.
So we'll see how that turns out. And also, can you remember the World War One set you got?
Yes. There you go.
I've got
the original Stormtrooper.
a proper Stormtrooper, yeah. So I'll have a go with him. Talking of bust, you know, I was on about yesterday what I've been doing.
Yes. Oh, wow. Could say last time I saw him, he was in primer.
Yeah. I've been doing this Civil War bust.
Very nice.
Practicing on that, really. Yeah. All right. Not
Very
too
good.
shabby.
Coming
It's a
out
bit
very
pasty.
nicely.
Looks like a bit pasty on camera, but
He does, yeah. We were saying about this again. People were saying about, oh, it looks. Yeah, honestly, I won't go too much into it. Wow.
no, it does look. a
Mother
bit
of
like that.
Dragons has arrived. Forget that. Get rid of that. Right. Let's have a look at the proper one.
Yeah.
A bit of Khaleesi.
The biggest problem with this figure I've got is it looks not like her.
Oh, hold on. Where are you? I've lost you. No, you are there. Sorry, I was on a different camera. Yeah, it doesn't look anything like her at all, does it? No,
Doesn't
you're
at
quite
all,
right.
does it?
No,
Just like,
that's it. She's nothing to do with it because she's not licensed, so it's just the Mother of Dragons. Not saying it's Khaleesi or anything.
It's just a random woman that's dressed up as Khaleesi. I thought I'd have a go, but I got stalled on it badly. So it doesn't look old like her.
No, it
There's
doesn't.
probably going to be a better 3D printed one out there, isn't there?
Yes.
So he's proper got some lamb chops on my figure.
Hold on, Matt. I'm going to come back to you so we can show him on full screen. Let me just find you. I've lost you. Yeah, there you go. Right, show us. That's it.
Yeah, I got. He's
Wow.
proper got some
Yeah,
lamb
that's
chops.
proper chops, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, he's like Wolverine back in 18.
Or Noddy Holder.
There you go. It's Logan, isn't it? Back,
Logan,
back
yeah.
in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
proper
I don't
going on there, isn't it?
Oh, they'd be itchy, wouldn't they? They'd be annoying.
I don't think I could cope with that. God.
Don't know what to try it. Shall we grow some?
We do it for Movember.
We're going to do some RAF style moustache or something. I don't think I can grow lamb chops. I do like a proper.
If Andy tried it, he'd look like Charles Bronson, as in the murderer person, not the film star.
Is he muted again?
He is probably.
I'm spraying.
Oh,
Oh, muted. Yeah.
To be fair, mine grows really quick.
could probably manage an RAF moustache sort of thing. But I don't think work could see the funny side of it.
You've got
There is. Hey, I'll tell you what. Talking of proper, like RAF type tashes, right? Where Winter Sports was on there's ski jumping, and there's a Norwegian guy. They call him the Wing Commander because he has got a proper tash.
Proper handlebar moustache.
He has got a proper one that he spins up at the end.
Oh, he's got the proper twiddles on it. Proper Poirot one.
He's and they call him the Commander. He's brilliant. Yeah, he's like got proper.
Yeah, that's what you want, the twiddly bits on the end.
Yeah, he's got them. Yeah, Robert Johansson, I think his name is. To Google him. He's a bit of a character, I think, in the ski jumping world, and how they plummet down that and jump off it at the end is beyond me.
Yeah.
That's like nerve, isn't it?
Total mental. Yeah.
Right, I'm getting put some more glue in this.
David's got the Porsche 108 tractor easy kit to do at some point. Cool. I'll tell you what, the easy kits, it's the future.
Do you know what, Phil? That's something you should have a go at because you can weather the hell out of them. That would just be a fun project that you could just chuck together in probably a day.
Yeah.
And then just prime it and weather it. Because it's a tractor at the end of the day. Did you see what Gecko models are bringing out?
No.
They're bringing out a little. What is it, Andy? Is he muted still? Is he muted? It came through yesterday on an email. They're doing like a little mini digger. Sort of
I've still not looked at the thing yet. Let me see if I can get it up.
And that looks really good. A modern one as well. It's a modern little sort of bobcat, I suppose. I don't know who makes it, but yeah. Again, it's got one of them sort of loans on about the Asagawa stuff. The equipment.
I've got a kit for Phil here.
Oh God!
God, is this something tiny again?
I actually think you'll quite like this one if you want to go nuts on weathering.
Oh, right, a forklift. Brilliant.
I'll bring that to you.
What scale's that? 72nd?
I don't think it's a scale.
Oh.
It's 132.
Wow. Nice yellow.
I
No
reckon you don't
painting
have to-
required.
It's got all the boxes and stuff for selling cars, but that would be a good one for a weathering.
Look, do a civil.
I think we should do one like that, yeah, definitely.
So that's one to. You can get go mad with the rusty.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can proper go to town with your rusty effects, couldn't you? Especially with yellow, works really well.
They don't look workshop fresh for very long, them sort of things, do they?
Not when Andy's driving him.
Mind you, he's safer on a forklift and he's walking around the yard.
Yeah, we're not getting
Yeah, it used to be, I tell you.
Stuart Scale Models says, morning Phil, morning gents, I hope you're all doing well. Just got back from a hernia operation.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's painful. So I hope you're keeping me entertained. That's all right, during his recovery. No problem.
Speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Richard visited the Fleet Air Arm Museum at Yeovilton before COVID. Great museum. Tis. Very good.
I really liked it because it's been on my bucket list for years. Obviously, it's not part of the world that I get to very much.
You've never been?
I've only been once. I've been literally once.
It's definitely worth stopping off on the
Was
way
that
down.
it? We could do that on the Sunday when you're down. We'll all go
I've never been
over.
to the Tank Museum. That's on the bucket list still. But I think, I think it's got some of the best preserved aircraft in the country, like with the Corsair. And yeah, you can take pictures and get around them. But I think for the kids, that flight deck, I think it's brilliant.
One of the things I like about Yeovilton is you can walk all the way round them, or it was the last time we were in there, so they don't have ropes and fences. Admittedly, the kids have stuck their fingers through the fabric on the wings occasionally, but it is nice that you can get right up close to them, because me and Matt were actually lying underneath the Sea Fury, wasn't it?
Looking at Wheelwell.
Looking at Wheelwell, so we actually got underneath it and we're actually looking up, and I took a load of photos of it underneath the Sea Fury, because that was at the point where we were talking about the bloody colours of Wheelwells. So
So we should do the Fleet Air Arm Museum one day and then the Tank Museum another day.
God, it's a ball ache driving over to the Bank Museum. Everyone says to me, somebody said the other day about us having somebody on that's from Poole in Dorset, but they don't realise like 3 hours to get there from here.
Yeah.
It's only that far on the map, but the roads are awful.
Please the ladies, though, wouldn't it, if we went there for
Yeah,
a day?
they'd love that. We'll leave them here to do the barbecue. It'd be like the fishing trip all over again.
Oh no, not the fishing trip.
Hopefully, if Telford goes ahead, we'll see you there. You definitely will, Stuart. Be nice to see you again.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a tail sitter, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
No, F-16s are normally alright, aren't they?
Yeah.
At least with a snap-tight kit, you could put the undercarriage in and test it for a tail sitter.
This is it. You could say with an F-16, you should be okay.
I always get worried about modern jets with tail sittings. It's been worse than seeing a bobble sat on its arse. Got a full weight thing.
Russell says someone asked about thinners working with it. Are we talking about Gen 3 stuff? They were saying about water was the best to thin it with.
Water. Special water.
Cheap and freely available.
Unless it's distilled.
If you want to be posh, you can get a bottle of Evian. Test it.
Which is just naive written backwards.
Yeah.
I always thought that's quite apt.
Clues in there.
Yeah, that's it. Peckham Spring.
Happy days.
Travis says it's 10 PM on a Saturday night and I'm watching you lot. I'm getting old. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. You are.
Me these days.
Nick says, Phil, what mix was the filler when I was brushing it on? What I tend to do is with mine is that I go along and just put it in the areas quite thick into there, and then part of the cleanup I make it up into just literally, it's just like, I don't know, single cream, and then that way that will go on top of the other stuff and just fill in any little micro problems and stuff, but also use it then to clean up. So it's just like a double whammy with it. So when it goes in, if I show you on HAR, right, wrong camera. So in here, it just sits all in there, so it's nice and easy to clean up. Because again, it's quite a nasty little one. So we have this little guy in there. But it will go off and obviously it'll do its bits. We got, you know, in a minute we'll get scribing in it and clean it all out and everything. But it's pretty nice and easy, but if you were to try and get in with sanders, you'd lose all the detail, so you can just get in there and literally just rub it all out and do it that way. But you can do that as well, don't forget, with normal thinners as well. So if you wanted to use it with say your normal sort of solvent based ones, but when you're wiping it away, if you keep going at it, you'll physically melt the plastic, which is one way I used to do seamless intakes on F-16s. For instance, so put in there, make up like a paste with this with lacquer thinners, okay, with a lacquer based thinner filler, okay, make it into a paste, smudge it all around the inside like an F-16's intake, let it dry, and then go in there with lacquer thinners and a cotton bud and just keep wiping around it. But what you want to make sure is keep it wet, don't let it sort of drag and dry, because otherwise it sort of gets really sticky and horrible. But if you keep it wet, you can literally just polish it out and the seam line will just melts all in and all goes fine and all the rest of it. But F-16s and like Corsairs and stuff like that, it's a great way of doing you know, the actual seam lines inside intakes.
Don't even, I don't think I'll be bothering with this one. I get a sure there's a seam line in there, but I'm like, fucking hell.
I've put some more of the Rebel buses back in stock. 'Cause
Yeah.
Is the F-16 classic build on the website?
Yes.
Because I do remember that Squadron putty green mix of goo.
Yeah,
and all
that was in that. Very famously, that's where that build has 2 F-16s in it. I did one as a high-vis Thunderbird one, and one as a normal line jet, and I ended up building 4 F-16s to do that. Because I built one, and then obviously I was doing one on camera like this and building one to the side, and when we got to the painting stage we did one as like, you know, the sort of standard greys, and then the other one is obviously the whites of the Thunderbirds. And it was only in those days I was a little bit slower at my editing, so by the time I got to editing I realised none of it had come out, so I had to build another one. So I built another F-16 to do the cockpit and all the rest of it, and ended up with that one going down the line. And then I think it was I forgot to do the wheel well or something, so then I had to do a 4th one to do the wheel well section and all the rest of it. So it's like the things that go on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a little bit of plastic putty in this one and then put it back out with water. Not going to be perfect, but it'll do.
Silence of the compressor.
And the air compressor. Look.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Yeah, that's what a silent compressor sounds like, folks.
And that's what a 10-year-old filter looks like as well.
Nothing wrong with my filter.
Loads of
I
miles
wouldn't
of
mind, but you've got to load up there now.
I know. Need to finish the build so I can clear the desk so I can change it.
I think if you aim at the top right hand corner, that bit's still a bit clean.
Yeah. You watch, you turn it on, right, and his filter will literally get sucked out the back so it can't get any air through it.
It's not that bad. The thing is, I don't spray.
into the filter.
Yeah, he sprays it his
Whereas-
feet, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's some people I know that spray the airbrushes directly into the filter like that when they're cleaning it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I use my cleaning pot and put it in the cleaning pot.
But I ain't got a cleaning pot at home. So
You go to a model shop and buy one.
I would if we actually had any in stock.
Yeah. That's just surface dust.
What, on your thing? Go on, I dare you to flick your filter. Watch it all come up in like an avalanche of dust and crap.
Will it hold a piece of paper against it?
You can't even hold dust against it.
At this stage of finishing a build, I'm not trying anything with the filter.
There's a bit where he knocks the filter and you'll see a big wall of dust and junk fall off of it.
A bit disastrous, wasn't it?
That was just heartbreaking, wasn't it?
All in your cockpit. So what plan on painting the lightning in then, Phil?
Well, I don't know yet. That's what we were saying. I might have to do it in MRP because I don't think I've got any RAF colours. If we're going to go down that route, or we just do in Metley. I don't know. We'll have a straw poll up,
Yeah.
which consists of just saying what colour shall I paint it in, everyone, and then we'll go from there.
So the green one's metal underneath, I think.
I don't know actually. I was looking at the photo. It looks like it's. Oh yeah, no, it is metal. I think it's just very, very weathered in their artist picture. I was looking at it thinking, is that metal? I think it should be, but it looks like it's thingy. Oh. Thing is, I don't know if I've got the green.
It was a funny green.
Make it up.
It was weather like. One of those things, if it's ballpark, it'd be alright.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Nobody's going to see it.
No.
It's going to be on the lightning sig at Telford.
Hey?
I've not built on lightning in like years. Somebody needs to build one for me.
Yeah. Speaking of which, somebody the other day was asking, and I don't think you're on, Nathan, they were saying about the Trumpeter 30-second one. Is it any good?
It's
As in accuracy?
No. An approximation.
Right.
It's one of those ones, it doesn't look like a Spitfire.
Yeah.
I think it's when it's built up, I think I've seen people that have put a lot of effort into building it and making it right. And I've also seen people just build it and it looks alright to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it depends what you want to do with your build, doesn't it? If you want something that's lightning shaped, it's close enough for most casual observers, but if you get fussy about it, then yeah, it's got loads of problems, like a lot of problems. But it's an impressive build in the scale. It looks brilliant even out the box. If I was building it, I'd just be tempted to do what's in the box and just go with it.
Yeah.
You know, build within the limitations of what the design has done. Okay. It is a lot of work to fix the belly tank, and the canopy's a bit funky and.
I like the. It doesn't look like a Spitfire, but
That's my opinion. It's just, I think I've moved on from that sort of era of that phase of wanting to make things accurate. I'm just building for the pleasure of building it.
Yeah. Which is what it should be. I think you're right, actually, because I've, over the last few years, clearly, my views of models and everything else have sort of changed. Where I used to be a little bit bordering on rivet counterist, now I'm not anti-rivet countering, but I think that people get far too hung up on things like colours and, you know, the finer shape issues and the various things like that. And more a case of enjoying the build of it. My point is, if you want to make it 100% accurate, then go for it. No one's asking you to, you know, not to. You can improve everything. That's what modelling's all about. But for me, it's more about enjoying the actual build of it than it is to get buried down in the details of it.
I'll be back in a mo. I just need to ask my wife something.
I mean, I was listening to a podcast, I can't remember which one, and this person had the view that if it's not accurate, it's not a scale model of an F-16, it's an approximation. And I was like, I can see his point, but I just don't think making it more accurate, to me personally, gives me any more pleasure.
Yeah.
You know, when you see this, I mean, it's probably not very accurate, this, but to me, it's an F-16, you know, it'll do.
Yeah.
It's like, I go to work and come home and do some modelling, and it's about just having fun for me. Rivet counters can get what they want from the hobby, and as long as they leave other people to get what they want out of the hobby, then I think everyone can get on.
It is, like I've often said, and you know, on the first one, I was talking to a great guy in he was Eindhoven when me and Matt were over there, and he was saying about, oh, you won't like me, I'm a rivet counter, and it's like, you're missing the point. I love rivet counters because they keep the hobby on its toes, because if nobody complained about a kit, it would never be a decent kit. Everyone would do what that'll do, but the rivet counters is what keep it, you know, accurate and to bring out the best possible kits. So don't get me wrong, although I'm not one myself, I think rivet counters are a necessity of the hobby, you know, because technically they just make sure that, you know, it is the best that it can be, and it does hold, you know, companies to account when they are working on stuff, you know.
I mean, that's speaking project with the amount of effort he puts into making sure what he's designing is right. I think there is a need for it.
Yes.
Because it does. I mean, he's definitely putting hours and hours of work into research, taking photographs, crawling around the mosquito and all that, just to get it right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't knock rivet counters. The ones I'm not a fan of are the ones that walk up to you, that's wrong, and give you like a verbal essay, and you just like, I just go, I know.
Yeah.
There's a way to put your point across. They're the people that give rivet camps the bad name, actually.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, no, you're quite right.
Just get on your nerves telling you. I mean, the amount of time someone told me the decal colour was wrong on the Saudi Tornado one Telford, I was just like, okay, maybe quite go away. Each to their own, isn't it? Horses with horses.
It is, definitely. That's the nice thing. It's a hobby, so you can get out what you want to put into it, you know. If people want to put in everything, then go for it. If you're not, you know, and you just enjoy the build, or you just do it for a couple of hours on a, you know, a weekend or whatever, then absolutely.
You can sometimes go to town and work at it and make it right, and then other times you can just whack
Do you know what? On that thing, I think it depends on the project and if you really get into it as well. You know,
I think it's nice to have a build you're going to do clever things with, and then a build you're not going to do clever things with, and a bit of a bit.
Definitely.
It's like John and his Sabre is putting hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into that build, and I think he wants another build next to it that's just going to be out of the box and throw it together, mix and match.
No, he said he's really enjoying doing it, isn't he? He's enjoying the building part of it and all that, which is great, isn't it? That's what he likes to do.
The amount of photo etch in that, it does look amazing.
I'm looking forward to seeing it in the flesh.
Yeah.
To be honest, when we can.
Yeah.
If he dares move it out of his shed. Yeah. No, it's doing a good job on that. I'm glad he's not rushing it as well, just to get finished with the thing. There's no point, he's that far into it now, isn't he? It's just, why ruin it?
Yes. Right, so that's those bits go on like that, those bits go on like that, right, okay. Those bits go like that. So when do the pylon-y bits go on?
Next door neighbours having. Can you hear a motorbike in the background?
What's that?
Can you hear a motorbike? My next door neighbour's having problems with his motorbike at 10 o'clock at the night last night. All I could hear his engine revving like, look, he's out there again now. There's a motorbike in the background there.
Look, I can't hear him.
He must be having problems with it because he was just stopping his drive when the engine for ages.
Right, let's get these on.
James is about to put his HK48 scale Lancaster fuselage together.
Ooh.
Nice.
The cocktail stick is about the same length as the Those cones bigger than the. I'll get the little one in to say hello.
Yes.
I'll get Isla in.
Bless her. Get the mascot in.
Yeah.
Go on, Andy, get Sam in.
Right.
Sit on your knee. What?
Yeah. When's our pictures coming, Andy?
Yeah, I think they're coming from Mars, I think.
From Mars. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They're
They
going
have been
to
dispatched. Right.
have they sold out?
No?
Yeah, I was going to say, did you get in there before everyone else saw it?
Right, they've been dispatched. It says they'll be here between the 25th of June, 30th of July.
July?
Yeah,
Okay, perhaps you were right.
25th of June, 30th of July. So I think they're coming from China.
Yes. It's on the way from Wuhan.
Are you beautiful?
I'm beautiful.
Fair enough.
I'm modest.
Are you ready to give Uncle Phil, Uncle Matt and Uncle Andy a wet week?
Hold on, let me stick you on.
Oh, I'm on wrong camera.
There they are. Bless.
Are you going to wave
Hello.
hello?
Still on wrong camera.
There she is. Nice bow.
You look
Starstruck.
smart.
Where are you going, Isla?
Liverpool.
What are you going to get in Liverpool?
You come with me.
I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
You're having a mummy daughter day, aren't you?
Yeah.
What are you going to buy in Liverpool?
We're gonna Elsa breakfast.
An Elsa breakfast.
Yeah.
What else?
One
A Moana.
and the spider.
What?
Mutism.
Huh?
Where's the airplane?
There's an aeroplane here.
He's rich.
I need to paint those bits, do I?
Critic.
This is the bit where she turns around and says, now that's a Mark 5C, isn't it?
Oh, it's the wrong colour.
Yeah, that's the wrong colour.
Okay. Should we paint it when you get home from Liverpool?
Yes. Meow, meow, meow.
That's it.
Making me nervous.
Meow, meow. Little airplane.
Do you want a little one?
Yes.
Crikey, how little do you want to go?
Meow. Mommy. Meow, meow. The daddy one.
Mm-hmm.
What the daddy one?
You want the daddy one?
Meow.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Family has got.
Oh. Are you ready to go to Liverpool?
I'll leave it in the cupboard.
Shall we leave these in the garage? Okay, there you go. And that's a model surviving intact with a 3-year-old. You're going to wave bye-bye?
See you later, sweetie.
Carl.
See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Daddy,
Have a nice day.
Yes.
I had no red cam on.
stupid.
There's nothing in there for you. Get you back in the house for your shoes.
Yeah, that's a different username. Hello from Sweden. Is there any of the team building the HK Lancaster in 1/48 scale? I've just got mine. Oh god, we're jumping around now. Last week. No one's building it at the moment because we've had difficulty getting them.
Yes. That's a yes.
Not right us having them and building them before.
Do you want to know his username? His username is Anal Rent Boy Modeler.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
And that's why I've got no money for a 30 scale tornado. She does like painting it. Like if I've got like an old buster, I usually just dump them on the kitchen table and go with paint away.
That's what the them little Airfix paints are for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The little start set paint.
I'd just throw something together dead quick and then she just paints it. But yeah, future modeler, maybe. I don't know. Just a bit too much into Disney princesses, I think.
No, she'll be all right.
Yeah.
She'll take after her mum. It'll be fine.
It is risky bringing a 3-year-old into contact with a model that you're halfway through in there.
Yeah.
Just like a mum.
His nose cone on this thing's too big. No.
Banging on the door.
Yeah.
Yes, I think she's stole the show there. Definitely. Everyone's saying how adorable she is.
Yes. The cuteness is a trap, I tell you. I've got God knows how many decades of giving her exactly what she wants, haven't I? He's off to buy a Moana dress today.
Oh, there you go.
Why not? Is that for you?
It's my Moana on a weekend. What can I say? Well, this is a bit of a disappointment. This kit, the fit's been really good, but the nose cone's bigger. It should be showing. It's only about 1/2 mil, but in this scale it looks a massive scale.
Right.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I didn't make the mistake of drilling these holes out before I painted it all. That would have been so much easier.
Yeah, because that would have been so much easier doing it that way, but hey.
Oh, one slip. At least it's underneath.
Do we have to watch this action? I haven't got one of those. I think I should get one.
This is
I feel I'd be very good with it.
The problem is the underneath is only like an inch away from the top, and
Get a Dremel drill on it. Are you using one of those Archimedes twist drill things?
yeah.
I've never owned one of them.
Are you thinking of getting one? Do you know what, Nathan?
It does look a lot easier than the twist drill.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they're good.
Do you know what though, Nate? There's a design flaw with them. Yeah.
You need both hands.
No, you need left-handed drill bits.
Eh?
Well, he's left-handed like I am, and doing drill bits is awkward because you twist in the wrong way. You
It's
know?
handed. Oh God.
That way, that way. Look.
Yeah, but all you do on that is you just pull the
Yeah, you're just pulling the thing up and down, aren't you?
thing up and down. Yeah, I'm sure you're used to pulling things up.
Oh,
and
is it? Oh, it's an Archimedes one. My apologies. Oh, it's the pump action one.
It's the pump action version.
Pump action drill.
That's the mini version. You used to see the other size Andy's got.
Oh, I'm with you now. Oh, that makes all the
There's no
difference.
future in left-handed drill bits then.
They're saying in here about, did Matt make his much anticipated announcement yet?
Ooh,
Yes, I did. Didn't hear it.
Did you hear it at 5 to 9?
Forgot about that.
Everybody's excited. It's like we've built something again like normal that's not really.
It's not that impressive, really. I don't
It's
know
not
why
that
people have got
impressive, is
excited
it?
about it.
Perhaps should have just said it yesterday and got it
I
out
did
of the
tell
way.
you that.
That's why I was confused about what it was when you were saying.
As people still don't know what it is.
You're stocking Humbrol paints, aren't you?
Yeah, they're acrylic range.
Don't jest.
No. Are you going to tell them? Or are you still going to make them hang?
You're going to announce it like the last 5 minutes today, aren't you? Come back for part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the special announcement is end stream.
God, yeah, I know, but it's like being built up now to be something spectacular, and it's kind of not.
No.
So there's just going to be, is that all it is? Yeah, pretty much, I'm afraid. So Andy's going to make it.
So Andy, camera's over to you. Go
If,
for
hey,
it.
if we do it 5 to 12 or 1 minute to 12, we can get out quick. We can get out of Dodge really fast. Oh, my things have fell
Are
off.
we going to announce it?
Yes, I think you should, Andy.
It's nothing really.
Camera's on you. No pressure.
I'm going. I'm out of here. He's on your own, Andy.
I'm in disguise. all it is the tornadoes due next week.
That's it. After all that, after all that, that's all it is. The tornadoes are doing next week. The Desert Babe ones.
Well, yeah, once in second scale, Edard Desert Babes are due next week.
Yeah.
110 of them we've ordered.
Yes, we've got 110 of them coming in. So for everybody who pre-ordered, thank you. And now Andy's got to invoice everyone.
Yeah, but not until they've come in, so don't expect invoices.
So we're expecting them maybe Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, it won't be Tuesday.
Oh, no, okay, it's bank holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be Wednesday, I think.
Right. Bearing in mind, I'm not here Thursday, Friday.
You've got to come in as a special.
Come on. The kid.
Yeah, it's still showing as being packed, so...
Yeah. Mind you, it's nice that they'll be here after the 48th one.
Yeah. It's a nice kit, the 72 one.
Even Nathan's ordered one, ain't you know?
I have.
Oh,
No, it's okay. Andy's not pregnant.
Not this week.
Are you sure?
Was it that Arnold Schwarzenegger film back in the day where he was pregnant?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Random things
Yeah.
come in your head.
I'll tell you what, I had a random thing in my head we was going to talk about this morning when I was awake at God knows what time, and I forgot what it was. So,
So you need a pad next to the bed. You know, write these things down.
It would have been a good topic of conversation, but I have absolutely no idea what it was.
Right, we need a little bit of black paint here.
Man.
They're saying it's an anti-climax, that announcement. I don't know what you mean.
Kit of the year.
It is.
Graham says he got up at 5:30 AM for that.
Sorry.
He wants to be rare as hen's teeth by this time next week, that kit.
Yeah, well.
I feel let down after that bombshell announcement. Not.
I do, to be honest.
I'm still surprised how insanely popular the top is.
Mm.
Tell you what, I am absolutely loving this game. Brilliant.
Having a fun time, aren't you?
Yeah, really built it.
The F-16's looking very F-16 shape. Not much to do. Might do some painting this afternoon.
Yeah.
Matt kind of picked a mask, but that won't be too painful. I've got the house to myself. I might stay in here all day.
I need a mask set for this.
Oh,
You know what I have got somewhere that Matt gave me? And I've not got a clue where it is.
what's that?
That emergency mask set thing.
Oh, the little discs and stuff in it.
Yeah. Let's try that one then. That's it. That one.
Yes.
In Matt's words, that's no good to me. I'm not building any aircraft.
Exactly.
Ever again.
Well, I won't go that far. No,
Until
we'll-
Rebel release something and he'll be like, oh,
Yeah. It's all. Tell you what, it won't be that 48 Blackbird.
I think that's a kit that would be much better off in 144 scale.
well, even 72nd. But
Yeah.
148th, why would you?
I mean, the 72nd, it's long, isn't it?
It is a big lump, yeah. Yes, it does seem a bit over the top, that. We need something with a point.
When did it go out, that kit? Is it last quarter or something?
Like Christmas time, I think.
Oh,
Dodgy job there.
Graham says, guys, you have to have a tornado build weekend after that announcement.
Yeah.
Got a few.
Chris said, do a biplane, Matt.
Or a triplane.
Now that
You haven't got the colours for painting the kit. The what's? Yeah, crikey, we've got the Gulf War.
what, the pink?
Yeah.
It's in the real colour range, isn't it?
Is it in the real colour range?
Yes, it is. Isn't it? I thought somebody said, or is that just for armour, desert armour?
One of those colours that is close enough.
that's it. Nathan spoken. Close enough.
Do you not remember that, is Nathan?
What can I say? So we had that discussion on the chat one evening, didn't we? It's only in the armour range. Somebody said, what colour did Andy Walker say is good maps?
Wasn't that an attacker colour?
Is it attacker?
It was an attacker colour. Yeah. God, I can't think of what it is without looking at the thing, but.
Or texting? I mean, these desert tornadoes were about 17 shades of pink after a couple of weeks. And if you put in nose art on it, that was later in the war. So that's one of those colours.
And don't forget, the nose art was done with the Tamiya paints. I've got a photo of it somewhere.
But I still think it matters too much because they were absolutely battered by the time you have the nose art on them. With all the mission markings as well. You're going to be doing a late Gulf War, although the Gulf War didn't last that long, I know, but I just wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
Nathan, what's the extra acrylics number?
As I said,
US desert pink, here we go.
acrylic colour is 1032. Rob on our chat has put RC043.
Is that there? What is it? 10?
1032 for the extra acrylics one.
Which is out of stock.
Hey?
Which is out of stock.
Look at real colour 43. British Desert. That's a llama colour, isn't it? Yeah, but I don't know what that looks like in the flesh. Can't tell off the TV screen, but Russell here has put that the Gulf War tornadoes were brown at the time they were just filthy.
Yeah.
And they were patched up, and I mean, if the paint wore off, they did paint more on. They kept them pink. But you look at colours, if you get some old photographs of them, especially the good pictures to look at are the ones just after the war when they were at the air shows.
Which one did you say, Nathan?
What, for the AK?
Yeah.
RC043.
Armour colour.
Yeah. I don't know what that looks like in the flesh. But I've got the extra acrylics, and that's the one I use.
See, I think that's too pink.
You think it's too bright?
Yeah.
Let me show you. See if I can get the jag off its stick. This is waiting to be refueled still, but
Yes, I know. I've got John's Harrier here as well.
got a load of dust on it now, but
I think they would have run out of fuel by now.
I wouldn't say
What did you pay that in?
that's the extra acrylics one, but it's filthy now, it's covered in dust and all sorts, but
Genuine.
not the best job I've ever done. But I remember building this in a rush, I don't know why I rushed it.
I know, you think we did it in a mass rush because we thought we was going to be doing a certain show.
Yeah. But that's the extra acrylics one.
RAF Desert Pink Gulf War enamel.
Don't know. Can't get the lid off, it's completely crusty.
Is I presume their enamels is the same colour as their.
I would have thought so. But I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but the amount of shift in colour I've got from out the jar,
same as
what's
mine.
on, I think as long as you're in the ballpark, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do think the AK is too
Too pink.
pink. Yeah.
No.
Have you got the Hitaka? I'm just waiting for Andy to respond on the Hitaka one. I'll let you know this afternoon when he comes back to me. We might have. Nigel's seen it, so that's the tornado sig. What they-
Right, where are we? 10 minutes of the final bit to go. Or we're just working through. Phil, just got my delivery yesterday of, what's that, Anycubic 3D printers?
Yeah.
And resins, and that's it. And I cannot reach them to find out where the printer, wash and cure station and the extra screens are. Oh. And it's bank holiday if you're in the UK.
Yeah.
Always the way. Does the Tamiya Guns bottle opener work on the large 223 mil Tamiya bottles? I wouldn't have thought so.
No.
Because that's a lot bigger head on those.
Yeah. It's way out.
Lynn,
Sorry, go on.
Lynn's asking, is there a correct colour for the Tornado? I think you need the pinky hue to it, but I think I like the extra acrylics one. Maybe it's a bit too pink, but once it's under dark dirt wash, I think it looks all right. But I think the right look for a desert Gulf War Tornado is weathered to bits.
Don't forget, like we said before, the paint itself, didn't it come from Dulux?
I think it did, yeah.
So because it was a very quick procurement to get it, it ended up being done by Dulux to be chucked on to get them down there. Then they sat down there for how many months it was, baking in the sun in 40-degree heat. And again, same thing, because it's a temporary finish, it just wears off, so it's continuously being reapplied, and like Nathan's saying, beaten to death is the look. So I think honestly you can get away with it being anything you like. I know the one that they repainted, didn't they, for the retirement, that was proper pink.
It was very bright, that.
So, but again, that was probably true when they went sent down for the first time. But, again, it's one of those ones, it's the weathering, the heat, the sun bleaching, stuff like that. It just kills paintwork.
And they did do lots of training, lots and lots of low level. So those aircraft were just very, very, very well used.
Yes.
Probably why the RAF had to retire its Tornadoes quite early, because they've got hundreds of hours on them. Out of every wreck.
So no, Cram, we are definitely not stocking Humbrol paints. I'm sorry. Apparently the Tornado kits are going for over £100 on eBay. This is the 72nd ones we got coming in, the latest release, which is the very nice, venerable 72nd GR1 kit, which is Revels. Again, but it's actually a really nice kit.
Best in scale, I reckon.
Absolutely. So.
There's quite a few pictures of tornadoes being shared. I think it's just like go for the effect rather than get the colour right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go mad with oils and washes and just.
So what we're all having for our lunch today?
Corned beef sandwich.
Corned beef. Phil?
I don't know, to be honest. My other half's here today, so I don't know.
Oh, right. Andy?
I've got a sandwich, but I don't know what's in it.
Got the house to myself, so I'll go and have a quick corned beef sandwich and be straight back in here.
Party at Naves.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a day you dream of, isn't it? When you've got a little kid and you've got much time to yourself. Today's going to be a perfect day, because they'll be out now till about 6, I reckon, in Liverpool.
Nev says here about, do we ever do the test with decals with UV light? Well, unfortunately, for the last month, it's done nothing but rain here, so we couldn't have done that test if we wanted to. The sun's literally just come out yesterday.
Andy
I
did
did
it.
do it with some of Matt's decals.
Didn't work. Failed.
No, it failed.
It is a bit hit and miss. I've taped decals to the window here, and even Lancashire sunlight worked, but I think it is just hot looking, isn't it, really?
Yeah. What did we have for breakfast and what we're having for lunch? I had me bran flakes for breakfast.
I had baked beans for my breakfast.
Oh, I had a banana and too much coffee.
Well, my wife went to the shop yesterday evening and says, "Can you get me something special for breakfast?" And she came back with a loaf of white bread.
I want bacon now, Matt.
Which I don't really eat white bread apart from in toast, so it was obviously why she's bought it. But
What, you got a nose for bacon, did you say?
Yeah, Matt Smith has had a bacon butty. Chris is having egg, bacon and cheese. I'm like, I've got no bacon in the house.
I felt like calling 999 this morning to complain to my wife, but that's not as daft as it sounds. That's not as daft as it sounds.
Get a bacon sandwich out of my head now. Try to find anything else.
Tell you what, Andy, get on Uber Eats, mate, and order me Subway, will you?
You can go down to Grumpy Dave's.
I could go to Grumpy Dave, but I can't be bothered.
It's 5 minutes down the road.
I know it is, but you know.
My butcher's is 5 minutes round the corner. I can't be bothered getting in the car and driving to it.
We're having a barbecue tomorrow.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
To be honest, mine is still under wrap, probably growing mould. I might clean it when we get back on Monday.
Get the pressure washer out, Phil.
Yeah, I think it will need it, or it might just end up going in a skip. Because it's seen better days, the barbecue.
Is that the old one? You got a new one now, haven't you?
No, that's still the original one I've got.
Oh, but you have the new
It's
one.
all right. All that rust and stuff, it adds to the flavour.
It does, absolutely.
Rent Boy Modeler says he's obviously been away for a while, and he was saying about Stephen and Hans. Are they still here? No, they've both moved on, unfortunately. As in, they're still alive. They're not dead, but they've moved on to pastures new. Yes, and they're saying, Matt, you need your vinegar. Lots of vinegar.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's why I keep a bottle like this to hand in a squirty thing, so he comes near me, I can just literally squirt in.
Had my chicken dinner yesterday, so I won't do it today.
Well, we're having a Chinese tonight.
Oh yeah.
Going to pick it up on the way down and then take it to the ass and do it that way.
Oh, yes. Off on your truffles, aren't you?
Lollipops.
Lollipops.
What, 2 days?
Is it?
Going down the ass for 2 days.
That's about as close as you're going to get at the moment, though, isn't it?
I've got a nice trip down to pick my mother up from Nottingham in the morning.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
How's she doing? Is you alright?
Yeah, she's actually. I spoke to her this morning before we came on just to tell her, because I hadn't told her before. You know, we're coming to get you. Get a bag packed.
Yeah,
come in.
pack your bag, Mum. We're on the
Literally,
way.
it was pack your bag. I'm coming down in the morning to pick you up. So, yeah, but alright. Saying in between that, I've got to tackle changing this bloody light bulb for my MOT on. So, I'm going to have a look on my lunch and before 2 o'clock see how what I've got to dismantle on it.
It's MOT time, is it?
Oh look, scrambled egg. Do you know what? I could eat some scrambled eggs on toast or something. Be nice.
It's ridiculous when you have to dismantle half a car to change the light bulb in it.
It is. It is.
The wheel.
No, you either have to undo 4 bolts, take the headlight cluster off, or take all the front end off. I'm voting on front end off.
I'm voting front end. 100%. I'll tell you when we come back for our second
Yeah, if
half
he comes
of
back
the
and he's
show.
got no skin on his hands, it means he's managed to do it.
Yeah.
If he's covered in crap, like literally, it means I'd take the front end of the car off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what that was. Bolts in it.
Now tell them why you've got to change the light bulb, man.
MOT.
MOT.
No. Now change them, tell them
Can't
why
tell that
you've
over.
got
I
to
can't
change
say
it.
that over the internet, can I?
Why you've got to change it before it's MOT.
Because it should have been changed at the last MOT. Take it to. Do you know what, Bryn? Take it to Elford's. I'm really thinking that.
I would for £4 or £5 to do it. Let him take the front of the car apart.
You know, I'm really thinking that. I'm going to have a look to see if it is as easy as I've seen. If it's not, it will be going to Elford's to be to have it changed. I reckon, definite.
Yeah, so let someone else sweat it.
They can scratch the knuckles up and take the skin off the hands rather than me.
So I'd be tempted to do if it's only a £5.
Yeah.
I think it might not be a 5.
I think they'll turn around and say no. To be honest, do you remember I had the Jeep? I went down there for some new windscreen wiper blades, and she said, "Oh, would you like us to fit them?" And I thought, do you know what? Because I think it literally was like £3.50 then. I thought, yeah, go on. So, you know, and so she goes out there, and she's literally like 4 foot tall. So how's she going to do the Jeep? Bearing in mind, at that point, I like Grand Cherokee, and it was like, yeah, how's she going to manage that one? But I just literally stood there and let her get on with it because it was quite funny. So she went back and got a little step ladder. But yeah, it's fun to watch. But she cheated because she got somebody else out to help her. And he was tall. He was about 6'7", this bloke. And he could just reach straight across then.
That's cheating.
Chinese tonight. Yeah, you want a bat. Absolutely. All right. I don't know what I have yet. I haven't had a Chinese this year. In fact, I can't remember last time I had a Chinese. It might have been last time we were down there, to be honest.
You've got a nice Chinese takeaway down there, haven't you?
Yes, we've got one down here, and there's luckily the other one down the other house as well. So it's like sort of surrounded by Chineses.
How's the Colonel doing at Bobby Fried Chicken?
Yeah, no, very nice. I've been down there for a couple of weeks, but no, they're all still going. It's a good old BFC.
Bobby Fried Chicken that don't sell chicken.
They don't do chicken, but do very nice kebabs, pizzas, and all the rest of it.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Blimey, it's midday.
I know, it is, isn't it? Right.
That flew.
It has. Totally. Right.
Totally flew.
Just whilst I think of it. So don't forget, people, we can, as you can see, I've got a few specials on at the moment if you want to grab yourself a bargain. Obviously, this one's only available on the Flory Model site, so we've got discounts on sanders as well. So if you want to grab yourself, it's not on everything, and it's not on washes and all things like that, but it is on these ones, as you can see here. So you can grab yourself a bit of a bargain with those ones if you want to do it. Obviously, nothing will go out till Tuesday, because obviously it is bank holiday here in the UK. Okay, yeah. And then over on the PM store, you've got the various ones. It's on kits, 10% across the board on all kits only, and then obviously we've got our specials, which is even more discounts on top on these selected items that we've got down in here. And again, pretty much all the ones at the top here are all brand new, and then a few down in here, this section down in here is damaged boxes, so you might find, but the ones which are damaged boxes, they have got photos of what the damage is as well, so you can see it's just got like a bit of a crush on that one, so that's why we've done a bit of a chunk off, to say the least. So you can grab all of those down in there, but all these ones are very good, very nice as well. Grab yourself a Seahawk. Everyone needs a Seahawk. I might get a Romeo for the stash.
Yeah.
So yes, they are definitely the ones to go for. Very nice indeed. Cool. Are we all good in chats? Everybody all right?
Yeah, they're all off for the lunch, I think.
It is. Right, so speaking of which, we're going to pop off for our lunch as well. I was going to leave you something to play with, but it turns out I can't do it without having the sound left on as well. And you probably don't want to hear me lunch. So we'll have to scrap that idea. So we will be back on at 2 o'clock for a bit. Okay, so we're going to be on till 5 o'clock as well. We're going to run through, and hopefully I'll get a bit of paint on this guy. And we'll make our way through with that one. Don't know, Nate, if you get some paint on yours, you reckon?
I reckon it might be a painting session this afternoon. Yeah, I was gonna do the aggressor scheme, but I think I'll just do the standard 3 greys just for speed, really. See if I can get it finished today.
Very nice, good job, Matt. How's it coming along? Hold on, let me put you on a camera because he's looking very posh. Cool. There you go. Look at that.
I've not put the body on, as you can tell. It's sitting a bit high, but actually it's not far off.
Done. That's it. I'll tell you, it looks pretty cool.
I tell you what, it's really cool. It's really nice again, designed, and I think how they've done it. I can take it back to bits to paint it. So yeah, it's really good. Top job again, Ravel.
Yes, well done, Ravel. Who would have thought it? Sorry, where is he? And how's it going, Andy? Have you finished it yet? Is it done yet?
To be fair, I'm doing the rigging on the underneath. Which I did drill it out, but it's had that much paint on since that all the holes are filled in. But I can't get to the holes to re-drill them because they're on funny angles underneath. So yeah, it's causing me a bit of pain. I need some bent drill bits.
Yeah, 90-degree drill bits. That's what you need. They're the future. Failing that, bend a pin 90 degrees and heat it up and melt it in.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, actually.
That's what I used to do. If it can't get in there, yeah, bend a pin 90 degrees and just heat it up with your lighter and then just melt it in.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So yes, I would go for that one. Cool job, very good. Righto then, chaps, we are off. So as I say, we'll be back at 2 o'clock if you want to join us on then. We'll start a brand new stream for it, and then obviously we can go on with that one as we make our way through. So happy modelling, take care. We'll see you all around about 2 o'clock. So be there or be round shape or an oval or a square or a triangle. Right, see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
So